y'all, and welcome to another installment of the TexTube Guy Reels. Today is just going to be a simple DVD and Blu-ray update with the releases I picked up over the past week. But before I get to that, I want to just say a big thank you to the overwhelming response that I've received on my last video and the amount of subscribers that I've just picked up in one day. I mean, I can't believe it. And I just want to thank you all for tuning in, checking the videos out, and leaving your comments and suggestions. It really does mean a lot, and it just fuels me more to create these videos. It's something I love to do, I love to talk about, and I hope you do too. Now with that said, let's get to it. I got about 10 selections here, about half and half of DVD and Blu-ray. We're going to start with the Blu-rays. Now these are still sealed. I haven't had a chance to watch them. That's always the story. The first I picked up was Dead and Buried. Never seen this. I've seen it in a lot of people's collections on here, and simple as that. I've just been intrigued to check it out. I've had people say it can be funny, it can be gory, it can be suspenseful, but I'll just have to check it out and find out for myself. Another one I picked up is the remake of The Clash of the Titans. And I was able to catch this in the theater. I'm not so sure that this is better than the original. In fact, it isn't, but it's not a bad film. I did get to check it out in 3D. I have to admit, I went right after work, and that was probably a mistake because I fell asleep for about 10 minutes, and that never really happens to me in the theater. And it surely wasn't because of the film. I was just tired. But all in all, I enjoyed it. Next one I picked up was the unrated edition of Repo Man. Now, I got to see this in the theater as well, and I really didn't know what to expect from this. I thought it was going to be a remake of the Emilio Estevez 80s version of Repo Man, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was a unique storyline, and I thought Jude Law and Forest Whitaker gave good performances, and the twist in the end really got me. Check it out. Now this is a film I have on DVD, Fanboys. Love this film, love anything to do with Star Wars. It's a hilarious, touching film. I wanted to replace my copy on DVD and upgrade to Blu-ray. If you haven't seen this, catch this film. It is hilarious. The next Blu-ray is called Operation Endgame. I have not seen this, but it seems to be pretty packed with stars. It's like a comedy, espionage film, action, adventure, all thrown into one. I'm going to have to check this one out soon. I always say that, but I really need to. Alright, now on to the DVDs. Now, in my last video, I did a shout-out thank you to Movie Overlord, and I got it all wrong. I don't know who had suggested the movie The Chilling, but this one, for sure, I know came from Movie Overlord, and that is Dante01. He told me it's sort of like Sunshine, and I really enjoyed Sunshine, so I appreciate him taking the time out to give me his thoughts on this film right here. It encouraged me to pick it up, and so with that said, I really want to check this one out if it's anything like Sunshine. Next one I got is something I haven't seen, but I've seen it on a few people's collections on here, and that is the 80s horror flick Nail Gun Massacre. I really don't know much about this film, except it really looks low budget. But hey, sometimes the cheesier the better. Not always, but sometimes. Alright, the next three are steelbooks, or really special editions that I picked up, and I was able to find these real cheap in that same resale store that I had found the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one in, and that is the Planet Terror steelbook. I believe this was a Best Buy exclusive. I picked that one up with the Death Proof. Prefer Death Proof, over Planet Terror. Far superior film. The other one isn't bad, but this one just had me the whole way when I saw these in the theater. And the last one I picked up, I had mentioned to a Scottish film fan because I believe he picked this up as well, and it gave him hell the same way it gave me hell, and that's the Reservoir Dogs 15th Anniversary and the Gasoline Can Edition. Now in here, the disc is housed in a big matchbook, but that sucker is difficult to get out of there, and you know, everybody seems to have that problem, and it can sort of almost ruin the packaging. But believe it or not, I haven't seen this film. I know. There are tons of films that, you know, people would think in my collection, or you know, just being a film lover, that I would have seen. I still haven't even seen Gone with the Wind. Yeah, believe it or not. Okay, classic film fans, or you know, that I know are going crazy. But people at work are telling me constantly, what, you haven't seen Reservoir Dogs? You need to check it out. And that's why I have the regular edition that I'll probably pop in, because I'm not trying to take this disc out. But I thought it was pretty neat the way it was packaged, you know. So definitely wanted that for my collection. And that's it for this week. Like, I will be making some videos later on in the week. And you know, again, thank you for subscribing and commenting, and I'll check you next time.